hard is it really to find clients? Like, and like with some of those questions. So what would you say to that? Like, how do you answer that?
Yeah, I'll say the first thing is there are ways to ease into freelancing. This doesn't have to be an all or nothing approach. You don't have to jump
Sure.
off the deep end and go, oh my God, I hope this works. It doesn't have to be like that. You can drum up your first freelance client while you're working your 9 to 5 job. And you can make sure you're comfortable with that. And you can get some letters of recommendation. And you can make sure that this is something that feels right for you and you could see it expanding into something more. What I recommend to a lot of my people is, hey, and this goes into personal finances and whatever else, but get your personal finances in order and get to a point where you would be willing and able to accept a part-time job. And that might mean that you're only going to make $60,000 a year for a limited amount of time. Okay. So that's the goal.
Sure.
And what you're doing is, yeah, you may not be able to save for retirement like you used to. You may not be able to go on as extravagant of vacations. You might have to not lease a new car next time around next year. And we might have to make some cuts in our life in order to hit this incredible trajectory over the next, couple of years. Sure. And the way that we can do that is if we can get our expenses down to what a part-time job pays, perfect. Because now we have 4 hours of our daily work freed up. So let's imagine you worked a part-time job 8 to 12. That's what I did. And now you have 12 to 5 free every day. Now, what are you going to do with that 12 to 5? You're going to layer on a client. You're going to find a client. You're going to get comfortable with it. That might bring you in another, let's call it $10,000 a year. Now you've turned that $60,000 part-time job into $70,000. And now you work a little bit longer. You find another client. You put them in. Maybe they're worth $15,000. And now you're making $85,000. And you're still probably not filling that void of the 12 to 5. But what happens is you start realizing like, oh my goodness, with just 10 hours a week, I can make another however many $1,000s a year, right? Just by putting I can put in 10 hours a week and make another $50,000 a year. Okay, now if I find another part-time client, I'm going to quit that part-time job. If I find another 10-hour client a week, I'm going to quit that 20-hour a week part-time job because that doesn't make sense anymore. Now all of a sudden you've shifted and you're back to working 2 clients, 20 hours a week, but now you're making $100,000. And now you still have that 12 to 5 free, and you can rinse and repeat the process. And very quickly you will be at whatever it is, $150,000, $200,000.
Sure.
And it just progresses. So there's no need to put that sort of pressure on yourself to say, okay, what can I do to be making $200,000 before I quit my job? Don't worry about all that. Find your first client and then go from there. But there's no need to put so much pressure on yourself to support your entire lifestyle by freelancing. Use it as a side hustle to start with, and then determine if this is the career path forward for you.